Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the family farm. I've been growing these green bell peppers for over 60 years, and let me tell you, there is nothing quite like the crunch of a fresh, healthy bell pepper right off the vine. But recently, a silent killer has been creeping in. Look right here. See this dusty white powder on the leaves? That is powdery mildew. It is a fungal disease that can wipe out your whole crop fast. Believe it or not, I used to panic when I saw this. I would run to the store and spend $50 on strong chemical sprays. But stop right there. Those harsh chemicals might kill the fungus, but they also destroy the healthy, living ecosystem on your plant's leaves. It is a trap. You see, a healthy green bell pepper leaf is covered in millions of good microbes. They are nature's tiny soldiers protecting your plant from harmful invaders. So, what is the secret to stopping this fungus without spending a dime? Well, the answer is sitting right in your kitchen refrigerator right now, folks. It is sour milk. Yes, you heard that right. Plain old spoiled milk or plain yogurt that has gone past its expiration date. Absolutely free, $0. Here is the incredible science behind it. Sour milk is packed with lactic acid bacteria. These good guys literally outcompete and destroy the powdery mildew spores. My grandmother taught me this trick when I was just a boy. It creates an invisible biological shield that makes it impossible for fungi to survive. The recipe is beautifully simple. You just mix 1 part of sour milk with 9 parts of clean water. That is exactly a 10% milk solution. Pour that milky mixture right into a clean spray bottle. You do not need any special equipment, just what you already have in your old garden shed. Now, the timing of when you spray this is absolutely crucial. You must do this in the morning, right when the sun is coming up over the trees. Why the morning sun? Because the ultraviolet light from the sun reacts with the proteins in the milk to create a natural antiseptic. It is truly amazing. Watch closely as I spray the tops and the bottoms of these infected leaves. This $0 trick is going to shock you with the results tomorrow. Now, you might be wondering why everyone just buys those expensive chemical sprays. Well, for decades we were told that was the only way to farm. We thought we were doing the right thing by blasting our crops with fungicides at the first sign of trouble. But honestly, it was a terrible mistake. Here is the thing about those harsh, store-bought sprays. They do not just target the powdery mildew. They act like a bomb going off on your plant. When you spray chemicals, you wipe out the entire biological community on the leaf surface. You kill the beneficial bacteria that naturally defend your green peppers. Nature never leaves an empty space for long. Without those good microbes protecting the leaves, your plant is left completely defenseless against the next fungal attack. And trust me, the powdery mildew always comes back stronger. Then you have to buy more chemicals, spray even more often, and spend even more money. It becomes a vicious cycle of dependency. The chemical companies get richer, your wallet gets lighter, and your bell peppers just get weaker and more stressed. My grandfather used to say, if you fight against nature, you will always lose. We need to work with nature, not constantly declare war on it. A truly healthy green pepper leaf has its own immune system. It has millions of invisible defenders working around the clock to keep fungal spores away. That is why this $0 sour milk trick is so revolutionary. Instead of destroying the ecosystem, we are actually feeding and strengthening the good guys. The lactic acid bacteria in the sour milk act like reinforcements for your plant. They naturally colonize the leaf surface and push the powdery mildew out. And the best part? These beneficial bacteria do not harm your plant at all. They create a living, breathing shield that protects your future bell peppers. You will notice a massive difference within just a few days. The yellowing stops, the white powder disappears, and the green leaves start looking vibrant again. I have seen farmers spend thousands of dollars trying to achieve what a cup of spoiled kitchen milk can do for absolutely free. It is mind-blowing. But applying the milk is only half the battle. If you want a 500% recovery, you need to fix the root cause of the problem. You see, folks, the biggest mistake most beginners make is watering their green bell peppers from above, especially late in the evening. It is a disaster. When those leaves stay wet all night long in the dark, you are basically creating a perfect, luxurious vacation resort for powdery mildew spores to multiply. I learned this the hard way back in the 70s. If the leaves cannot dry out before the sun goes down, you will constantly battle this fungus. So what is the right way? You must water right at the base of the plant, directly into the soil. Let the roots do their job. Green bell peppers love deep, consistent moisture in the root zone. Watering deeply just 2 or 3 times a week builds an incredibly strong, resilient root system. I always water first thing in the morning. That way, if any stray drops accidentally hit the lower leaves, the morning sun will dry them off quickly. And here is another pro tip for you. Always put a nice, thick layer of natural, organic mulch around the base of your green bell pepper plants. That mulch acts like a protective blanket. When the rain falls, or when you water, it completely stops the fungal spores in the dirt from splashing up. Before you water, just stick your finger about 2 inches deep into the soil. If it still feels moist, hold off. Overwatering can be just as deadly. When you combine this proper watering method with our $0 sour milk spray, you are giving your plants exactly what they need to heal themselves naturally. Remember, spray the 10% milk solution early in the morning. The good lactic acid bacteria will aggressively hunt down any remaining powdery mildew spores instantly. Just watch what happens over the next few days. The incredible healing power of nature will take over, and your struggling plants will bounce right back. By day 7, that depressing white powder will be completely gone. The leaves will stand up tall, soaking in the sun, pushing all their energy into growing. Instead of wasting energy fighting off a terrible fungal infection, your green bell peppers will use that 500% power to produce massive, crunchy fruits. And you achieved all of this without spending a single dollar or poisoning your own backyard. That is what true, sustainable family farming is all about, folks. Listen up, folks. We fixed the watering and applied our milk spray. But there is another hidden trap that beginners fall right into out here. Powdery mildew spores travel silently on the wind. If your pepper plant is too thick and bushy, the wind gets trapped inside the dark leaves. A dense, overgrown plant creates a dark, humid cave in the center. It becomes an absolute paradise for those sneaky fungal spores to multiply fast. That is why you need a good, sharp pair of pruning shears. Airflow is just as important as sunlight and water, my gardening friends. Before you cut anything, always wipe your blades with a little rubbing alcohol. You do not want to accidentally spread diseases from plant to plant. Look right down here at the bottom of the stem. These lower leaves are touching the wet mulch and completely blocking the fresh morning breeze. I carefully snip off the bottom 6 to 8 inches of leaves. We call this skirting the plant, and it immediately improves the air circulation. Now the morning breeze can sweep right through the base of the stem, drying up any excess moisture before the fungus can even start growing. Next, you want to look at the center of the canopy. See these branches crossing over and rubbing against each other? They must go immediately. By selectively pruning out the middle, you open up the heart of the pepper plant. Suddenly, the brilliant morning sunlight can reach every single leaf. Remember what we said about the sun's ultraviolet light? It is a natural sterilizer. Letting sunlight into the canopy literally burns away hiding fungal spores. Do not throw these healthy, pruned leaves in the trash. Toss them right into your hot compost pile. They are packed with valuable green nitrogen. Look at the difference. The prune plant on the right can breathe freely, while the unpruned one on the left is suffocating in its leaves. With proper airflow, the plant stops wasting energy on useless foliage. It redirects all that incredible power into growing massive, crunchy green bell peppers. Pruning takes just 5 minutes a week, but it guarantees your plants stay strong, dry, and completely fungus-free throughout the entire summer growing season. You know what, folks? When you finish spraying your plants, you usually have a little bit of this sour milk mixture left at the bottom. Most people just throw it down the drain. But here is where it gets interesting. That leftover liquid is actually pure liquid gold for the earth. I will tell you a little secret. Instead of wasting it, I pour the remaining 10% milk solution directly onto the soil right around the roots. Wow, can you believe it? Down in the dirt, the earthworms absolutely love this stuff. They process 10 kilograms of organic matter every single year. When this lactic acid bacteria hits the dark soil, it supercharges the natural decomposition process, making the nutrients instantly available for your green bell peppers. To put that in perspective, just one single teaspoon of this healthy, organic farm soil contains over 1 billion living bacteria. Mind-blowing, isn't it? Yes, you heard that right. 1 billion. That is literally more microscopic living creatures than the entire human population of some massive countries. And get this, sour milk is absolutely packed with natural calcium. When you drench the soil, those hungry roots drink up all that beautiful calcium. This underground root network acts like a giant sponge. The calcium travels up the thick green stem and goes straight into forming the actual vegetables. This simple calcium boost completely prevents a terrible nightmare called blossom end rot, which turns the bottom of your beautiful peppers black and mushy. Honestly, it is amazing. I have seen neighbors lose half their summer harvest to blossom end rot just because their soil was completely lacking calcium. If they had just poured a little bit of expired kitchen milk into their garden beds, they could have saved their entire green pepper crop. Nature has its own way of teaching us. Every single drop of this $0 solution works double duty, protecting the leaves and feeding the roots. By feeding the soil biology instead of destroying it with synthetic chemicals, we are building an incredibly resilient environment that naturally fights off any diseases. In the end, the simplest things work best. A healthy, living soil ecosystem is the ultimate, unbeatable foundation for a truly massive green pepper harvest. Let me tell you something, folks. The transformation you will witness over just 7 days is nothing short of an absolute agricultural miracle. On day 1, the leaves look sad and covered in white powder. But under the microscope, our sour milk bacteria are already going to war. By day 2, you will notice something incredible. The powdery mildew actually stops spreading, turns slightly brown, and begins to flake right off the leaf. Then comes day 3. This is when the magic happens. Your green bell pepper plant finally sighs in relief and starts pushing out brand new shoots. I have stood right here in this garden and watched it happen 1,000 times. Every single time, it still absolutely amazes me, folks. On day 4, because you stopped watering the leaves at night, the new foliage stays completely dry. The fungal spores literally have nowhere to land. By day 5, look at the posture of the plant. It is no longer drooping. The stems stand up tall and firm, reaching for the sunlight. And on day 6, you will start seeing those beautiful little white flowers popping up everywhere. That means healthy, crunchy green peppers are on the way. Finally, on day 7, the recovery is complete. You have a 500% stronger plant, thriving naturally without a single drop of toxic chemicals. If you had used store-bought fungicides, your plant would still be stressed, struggling to recover from the harsh chemical burns on its delicate leaves. Instead, our $0 sour milk treatment actually nourished the plant. The lactic acid bacteria protected the surface, while the calcium fed the deep root system. When you combine that with proper airflow from pruning, you create an invincible fortress. Nature is perfectly designed to heal itself if we just let it. Just look closely at these tiny green peppers starting to form. They are going to be massive, crunchy, and packed with natural flavor and vitamins. Think about it. You saved $50 on sprays, saved your precious crops, and kept your family farm completely safe from harmful artificial toxins. This 7-day turnaround is the exact reason why I trust the old ways. Simple, free, and incredibly effective. Next, let us talk about the harvest. Well, folks, the day has finally come. After beating that terrible fungus naturally, our green bell peppers are completely ready to be picked. Just look at the incredible size and the deep, rich green color of these beauties. This is exactly what a healthy, living soil produces. Now, a lot of beginners get too excited. They just grab the vegetable and yank it hard, tearing the main stem in the process. When you tear the stem like that, you create an open, jagged wound. It is an open invitation for fungal spores to attack again. To protect the plant immune system, you must always use your clean, sharp pruning shears. Cut the stem cleanly about 1 inch above the fruit. A clean, sharp cut heals incredibly fast. It leaves the main plant completely stress-free and ready to pump energy into growing the next batch. And let me tell you a little secret about harvesting. The more green peppers you pick, the more the plant will actually produce. It is a natural survival mechanism. By removing the mature fruit, you are signaling the plant to create more white flowers before winter arrives. Look at this perfect skin. There are no chemical residues, no toxic white powder, just pure organic sunshine captured in a healthy vegetable. Listen to that incredible crunch. The thick, juicy walls of this pepper are absolutely packed with natural calcium, vitamins, and pure, refreshing water. That is absolutely delicious. It has a crisp, sweet flavor that you simply cannot ever find in those sad, expensive supermarket vegetables. And do not throw away the core. Those little white seeds inside are genetically programmed to resist powdery mildew in your specific garden. Just spread them out on a dry paper towel for a week. You will have hundreds of free, disease-resistant seeds for next spring. You see, true farming is a beautiful, endless cycle. We heal the soil heals the plant, and the plant feeds us. As the sun goes down on a successful harvest, our plants are still standing strong, completely ready for the next round of growth. Well, folks, that is the true beauty of this natural method. You take something from your kitchen, heal the garden, and the garden feeds you. Just imagine serving these incredibly sweet, crunchy bell peppers to your grandchildren. You know exactly what went into them, and they are completely chemical-free. All it took was a little bit of sour milk that most people just pour down the drain. It is a perfect $0 recycling loop. You protected those billions of invisible soil bacteria, fed the earthworms, and built a massive, resilient root system that will last all summer long. And honestly, seeing those plants bounce back from the brink of death to a 500% recovery is why I still farm today. Nature is incredibly forgiving. If we just stop poisoning the leaves and start feeding the soil biology, the ecosystem will always repair itself naturally. Remember the golden rules. Water at the base, prune for airflow, and save those harsh, store-bought chemical sprays for the history books, my friends. Keep that 10% milk solution handy in your shed. It is your best, free biological shield against any powdery mildew that tries returning. I have shared my 85 years of experience with you today because I want your family gardens to be safe, abundant, and completely thriving. There is truly nothing more rewarding than stepping out your back door and harvesting a fresh, organic meal that you grew with your own hands. If you found this old cowboy's gardening trick helpful, I would be incredibly honored if you shared it with your friends and fellow gardeners. Let us build a community of natural growers who understand that working with Mother Nature is always better than fighting against her every day. Thank you so much for joining me on the farm today. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button for more $0 gardening secrets. Until next time, keep your hands muddy, keep your soil healthy, and may your green bell pepper harvest be absolutely massive this coming season. Take care, folks. I am going to go inside and enjoy a fresh pepper salad for dinner now. Happy gardening, and see you soon.